Welcome to paradise. If you're planning to visit Bali in 2025, you come in the right place. I'm sharing these tips with you because I've been traveling around Bali for 5 years. So I am the right person that can solve all your problems to make sure that your trip will be smooth, stress-free, and absolutely unforgettable. So let's dive in. First of all, the eVisa. In fact, if you want to visit Bali, you will need a tourist visa. In the past, and even nowadays, you can get your visa on arrival. But to avoid long queues and infinite headache at the airport, you can now apply for your eVisa online. The applications process can be done through the eVisa website, which you can find it in the link in the description. It is very simple. All you need is a passport that is valid for 6 months. Make sure that you have all your information. Make sure that you have a flying ticket with return. Make sure that you have an hotel or Airbnb booked, and also make sure that you have an insurance. Once you will go on the portal, you will fill up your application and you will get your e-visa within 5 working days in your email address. This e-visa has a validity of 30 days but can be renewed up to 60 days, and you can stay on the island for different purposes, but mainly for tourism purposes, or for if you're visiting for like a congress, for an event or things like that. You cannot use this visa to do some sort of like digital marketing or content creator, just simply relocating there. The e-visa cost, it is actually reasonable. It's 1.5 million Indonesian rupiah. And as I said, it is convenient for you to apply this visa online to make sure that you jump all the queue at the airport and make your travel even more stress-free. The second tip that I would like to share with you, it's about how long you should stay in Bali and Indonesia in general. Well, if you're visiting Bali because you've seen so many beautiful videos, just so you know, majority of these videos are not actually from Bali. They are actually from Bali and many other remote islands around Bali. So you need to have the time to explore and all the islands around Bali. Is to stay for at least 10 days in order for you to visit from south to north of the island of gods, and also to visit remote near islands like Nusa Penida, Nusa Nusa Gili Islands, and so many more. Even you can plan to actually visit Lombok. It is only 2 hours journey by flight. I would really suggest you to visit those islands because Bali is very overcrowded. If you want a little bit more quiet, if you want to find some beautiful crystalline water beach, then definitely you should visit Gili Islands, Nusa Nusa or Nusa Penida. These islands are insanely beautiful, as you can see from the image that are actually like scrolling right now. The third most important tip that I would like to share with you today is the exchange rate, or better, about the currency in Bali. In Bali, as you probably understood, they have their own currency as in the rest of Indonesia, and it is the Indonesian rupiah. Just to make sure, you'll be a millionaire in Bali, you'll be a millionaire in Indonesia, because once you land there and you start to count the money, you will be like, oh my god, I have thousands of Indonesian rupiah, I have millions of Indonesian rupiah. But then at the end of the day, $1, it's more or less about 10,000 Indonesian rupiah. So don't get confused with the money, because at the end of the day, believe me, things will be expensive, as this is one of the most touristic spots in the world. I actually recommend you to not exchange your money in your country, but to actually get with cash on the island and then exchange cash in one of the many different cantors that you find in the island. Very bad exchange rate given by your bank. So I found one of the best cantors in Canggu. It was very convenient for me. And another thing, make sure that you have cash, because not every place actually accepts credit card and debit card in Bali. And specifically if you go in the most remote area, they won't even have internet connections. You will find ATM pretty much everywhere. But of course, most of them, they are actually in the central part of the island, so Kuta, Seminyak, Canggu, in the main area where you will find a lot of services. If you go in jungle side of it, you won't find anything like that. Just so you know, have cash handy because it is very important. We've been talking about traveling around Bali, and so I want to share with you the fourth tip about how to get around Bali in general. Well, my strongest advice is actually to not rent a motorbike if you are not experienced, if you've never been on the island, because the roads are crazy. You cannot even imagine. There's no rules, there's no code on the road, so everyone does whatever they want. People go without helmet, people like road rage. Believe me guys, don't do that if you're not experienced. Don't rent a motorbike, also because lately there have been happening so many catastrophic accidents and so many reports with the police that it's better for you, I'd say. And also thinking about how much it costs to get around with a taxi, it is not worth it to risk your life for 10 days of vacation. Use apps like Grab and Gojek to go around Bali. These apps works exactly like Uber in Europe and USA. The only difference is that they give you also the opportunity to ride behind someone motorbike. So there's not just a taxi car, but there's also a motorbike, and there's also many other different services like Go Send or Go Eat, like things like that, that it will also be useful if you want to order food. There will be like literally someone that goes to the restaurant, pick up your food, and then just bring it to your door. These two apps are very easy to use. All you need though, it's a local SIM card. My suggestion is to use XL, which is one of the largest telecommunication company in Indonesia. I've been using that for many years and never had any problems. Also, like, you can actually travel hundreds of kilometers. They will bring you around, but just make sure it doesn't have like a way back. Tons of private drivers available around the highlands. You can find them literally anywhere. You can ask even to local people. They will be able to suggest you who to contact. Or if you take like a taxi, make sure you don't get scammed. So check always the price on your Gojek, Uber app, and then just, you know, use that price as a reference. If someone offer you a taxi ride, just make sure you use Gojek and Grab to go anywhere. And if you're going in places where these are not available, then just book a private taxi with a private company. And now that we've been talking about driving around and going around the island, just be aware of the traffic. Bali is one of the most populated islands in the world. I think 5 million people living in that island. So you can just imagine how much traffic there will be on the island, specifically in the most touristic spot like Canggu, Seminyak, Kuta, Jimbaran, Uluwatu, and so on. Those are places that everyone goes to. You will probably end up in traffic jams, so don't stress. That's part of the ride, that's part of being in Asia. But just so you are aware, there will be a lot of traffic. If you are planning to go somewhere far, it's probably better to get a motorbike rather than a car, because with a car you're gonna take twice as much as the time that you will probably take with a motorbike to get from point A to point B. So this is something that I would like to share with you, just so you are aware of it. And so we just came to an end of this short but intense guide about what you need to know before you actually travel to Bali and Indonesia specifically. If you found this video helpful, make sure you smash that thumbs up, and if you are not subscribed yet, you subscribe to this channel, because this will help me growing, and also this will help me produce more content for you. And don't forget guys, I've been living in Bali for 5 years, so I have an enormous amount of content that you can browse on my channel after this video. For example, there's guides about what to do in Ubud, what to do in Sanur, what is the best place to visit in Bali, what to do in Gili Island, full ultimate guide of Nusa Penida. There's so many videos that you can watch on my channel that it will take you probably a month before you actually end up watching all of them. So make sure you do that, because so in that way you are experienced, you're on the island, you know what to do. And even though there are some of them, they've been filmed more than 3-4 years ago, they're still valid because Bali didn't change. So right now it's probably in super hype, but the things are still the same. Actually, the only thing that is changing a lot in Bali, it is about the construction. They're building everywhere. They're building an elevator. Go to Killing King Beach in Nusa Penida, this beautiful beach that to go down, it's crazy insane to go there and very dangerous. In fact, there were not many people going down there. So be aware of that, but still Bali is one of the most beautiful places in the world. So I guarantee if you will go there, you'll be amazed at what you'll see. The culture is amazing. My recommendation is to at least go once there and enjoy it. And I'll see you at